I know it is going to sound like it, but I promise what I'm about to tell you is not a joke.
Ninja Turtles.
I've kind of taken it easy on movies in August because it's been kind of hard to enjoy too many of them. Also, I've been traveling a lot, so I just haven't had too much time to watch a lot of the new releases. And then I went and saw Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. Like normal, there's not going to be any spoilers. I'm going to talk about what I liked, what I didn't like, my overall thoughts on the movie, and then I will let you know kind of my rating and what my movie critic rating would be. So let's dive into it. And let's start with the pros. One, I think the animation is fantastic. Not that it's good animation, it's not great, but I think it's purposefully not, flawless. I think it's made in that style for a reason. And honestly, after the first 20 seconds, I loved it. It was very endearing. It felt nostalgic almost, but I don't know why. And it felt really, really Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And I cannot explain to you why it did, but it did. Two, I just want to say shout out to the entire cast. In reality, every single person, VA obviously, did a phenomenal job. Really and truly did a phenomenal job. I think the only complaint I could ever have is that there just wasn't enough making sarcastic jokes about New Yorkers. Okay, obviously it's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It takes place in New York, and it's great. The voice actors put their heart and soul into it. All the voice actors did a great job. The kids are phenomenal as the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The supporting cast around them really helped facilitate their growth and fantastic humor throughout the entire film. So shout out specifically to the voice actors. And I want to talk about a comment I think that Seth Rogen made in that they wanted to film the movie kind of like how it was before COVID and things happened, where people would be in the studio together. And that's what the kids playing the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles actually did. And I think it's integral to this film's success. It truly feels like these guys are best friends. Like they hang out every day. They eat lunch together at the lunch table. They get in trouble in first period. Like this is a solid group of friends. And this movie played on that perfectly. Yeah, I don't really talk about this too much, but I really want to say that I think the movie was like the perfect length. Obviously, it's a kids movie and it needs to be a little bit shorter. You're not going to hold their attention span for a 3 hour and 20-minute film like Oppenheimer. But the hour and about 40 minutes that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem ran for was perfect. I mean, it felt concise, yet long enough to flesh out every detail we could ask for. Every fight felt like a good length. The plot didn't feel like it was rushed at all. And everything's very well explained and laid out. And I think it just built a perfect framework of a movie. Not saying an hour and 40 minutes is perfect for every film. It was for this one. And I very much appreciate that. And I think one of the most important parts is going to be for here the plot. It is a great movie. Obviously, it's very Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You know what to expect going into it. But man, did they execute it well. Everything just seemed to work together perfectly to make this movie great. Not just good, great. The story's enjoyable. The development of everyone in the movie is enjoyable. It does a perfect job of, tying up everything that is brought up in the movie, then leaving itself open for whatever the future holds. And that is the sign of a telltale good movie. I do want to throw in one little extra here. My fifth pro is that the humor's great, but the pop culture references are phenomenal. And they really are super funny and enjoyable, and they don't detract from the film, which I think other movies fail at. These feel like teenagers talking about Attack on Titan, talking about Fortnite, making fun of New York, talking about New York. It is perfect. They crush it. This is not like some terrible ad read in which the placement's bad and the script's bad. No, this felt like these kids came up with these lines themselves. And that was a huge point of the success. I mean, I laughed the entire film. The entire film. This is a kid's film. Okay? And it's fantastic. I enjoyed it every second. I would go into cons, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't really have anything that's not nuanced or really pretentious. Like, the movie's very, very solid, and I complaining about it in the point of, like, cons is just gonna be rude and derogatory, okay? It's again, I enjoyed it so much. There's so many pros that even coming up with a list of cons just isn't achievable for me. And so with that, I wanna dive into the review. Personally, I'm giving this movie, like, a 9 out of 10. I enjoyed the hell out of this. It is one of my it probably will be in my top 10 this year. It's so enjoyable. It's so funny. It's so well put together. I cannot for the life of me figure out why anyone wouldn't like this film, and that's why I recommend it to, literally everyone. It's not just for kids. I maybe there is an upper age limit, okay? I'm getting older. Maybe it once I get older, these references are gonna be missed on me when I'm not ingrained in pop culture. But for right now, this movie's really, really solid, and I'm very happy about its success because it deserves whatever it has coming for it. Professional movie critic rating, 8.5, 9. I think some of the biggest detractors is that it's just not gonna be enjoyable for some audiences. That not that that doesn't make it a good movie. A good movie doesn't have to be applicable to all audiences. It's so weird for me to be saying that this is a great work when I'm talking about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, okay? I'm just gonna say it here, you need to go see this. It is a fun family watch. You can find enjoyment in it no matter who you are as long as you're under the age of 55. Okay, it's very, very funny, lighthearted, and honestly, kind of almost a feels good children's superhero movie. Okay, this movie is going to be successful, and I sure as hell hope they do more because this was a hell of a watch. I have a ton of respect for the studio for putting this together.